What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. This is episode 396 for the week of June 29th, 2020. That's how this week's episode is, the return of the Pro League. My name is Josh, aka JK Fire, and this week I'm joined by the man returning in the smoky hoodie, Will, aka I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, how are you doing on this Monday evening?
I'm doing good, man. I went to a chiropractor for the first time today.
Oh shit, how'd that go?
Got some adjustments done. Apparently I'm really messed up. So, yeah, what my hips are apparently shifted. Right now, one leg's longer than the other. So I'm dealing with that.
Wonderful.
But yeah, they cracked my upper back. Like when they pushed down, it was like pop, 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 all the way down. I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, I apparently needed that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. It was a long day today. A lot of cool announcements taking place
Yes.
that we are obviously going to get to. But yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
So before we get into the actual show, before I ask Will what is on this week's episode of the show, I got to give some shout outs here. First and foremost, Roster with the 14-month resub, Blackout with the 19-month resub, Dialed with the 19-month resub, and Dementor with the 5 fucking gifted subs. Wow. That means got some woos here. Woo, 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 woo! Thank you so much, guys. Holy shit. Just starting things off with a fucking hype train, kicking it out. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. And then John, again, thank you for the 30 bits to gigantify that fucking emote. God damn it. Chappie, welcome back as well. Everybody, welcome back or welcome in if you're new. We got a lot to talk about. Will, do you want to know what's on this week's episode of the show?
What do we have this week, Josh?
We have the LVT Pro League is officially on. Barcode is back. And the final week of Open Series events has concluded as we look toward the qualifier. So without further ado, Will, let's get into some competitive news. First and foremost, a new cosmetic bug has been revealed. This is by Faceit. The EOD Gen 1 helmet is banned from use in competition until further notice due to a bug with the cosmetic. Please ensure that you do not have this helmet equipped when participating in any official HCS activity online or on LAN. And for those who don't know what the bug is, basically, I believe it's once you're in your death cam, you're able to see through walls and under the floor and shit. And so you can see like where enemies are and provide that information to other people. And it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I've noticed this helmet being worn more often, and it's not just the player themselves. It's anybody who's on that player's death cam or on that player's cam in their death cam. The camera will drop through the bottom of the map. It's horrible to look at.
How wonderful. Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, hopefully that gets resolved as quickly as possible. Really shitty that that's a thing. But, it wouldn't be infinite unless there was something a little fucky going on, Just kind of the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Next up, Will, I think you had asked about this. And luckily, we're here to share the information as well. The AGLA America Griffball League of America Summer League 2020 signups are available right now. This is by Play Griffball. Signups for AGLA Summer League 25 are open. We're running a draft season on the classic no equipment game mode. It'll be with a legacy and a pro split. Legacy is the core Griffball experience with skill variants and new players. Pro is a competitive split for the highest skilled players. Here is the timeline. Signups will close on July 15th. The Pro Draft will begin on July 19th. The Legacy Draft will begin on July 26th. The Pro regular season will start on Saturday, August 2nd, and it'll end September 13th. The Legacy regular season will start on Saturday, August 9th, and end September 20th. And the playoffs, we're talking playoffs, for both splits. Respective playoffs will begin when their regular seasons per season I think it's when the regular season ends per season and run for 3 weeks as detailed in the image that they provide in their Discord server, as a matter of fact. And then rule changes. Sub-rules, playoff qualifications, and league format have undergone substantial changes and need to be read at the link that they provide, and we have it in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show. ! Show notes in chat. Go check it out. And the sign-up form is also linked, so go check that out as well. Mild Sock, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live show. Will, what do you think? What are you thinking about AGLA coming back?
I mean, obviously awesome that it's back. I love that there is the legacy and pro split, right?
Yep.
Legacy for any new players that might want to jump in, and then the pro split for the very competitive players who have been around. It's just a way to get more players in, especially new players who want to learn. They're not facing the top tier talent that's been around forever and getting shit on constantly. There's a space for them in AGLA, which is just awesome to see.
Absolutely. So if anybody is interested in getting on the Griffball bandwagon, please do so. We've talked about fucking play Griffball in the AGLA nearly since our formation of a show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's genuinely a really fucking cool thing that exists. And not only that, but what they've been able to do with the mode, like game over game. And now that it's officially in Infinite and the things that they're able to do with it there within Forge and whatnot, it's really fucking cool. So if you're any at all interested in Griffball, go check it out. Links are included in the show notes. And fucking get another recreational league going. But speaking about a pro league, the LVT Pro League is officially here. This is by LVT. League play began today at 5 p.m. Eastern with $1,000 up for grabs in each series. The teams that'll be competing in the Pro League include Optic Gaming, FaZe, TSM, Shopify, Space Station, Envy, Omit, and Complexity. Again, there'll be $1,000 for each online series that has been added by Shopify. The LAN finale prize pool remains $50,000 at the Shopify Rebellion HQ in LA. The LAN format and the length will be finalized soon. And then they also stated that more will be added in August and September. So I guess stay tuned for that. If you open up the show notes, you will see, or if you go to lvthalo.com, also linked in the show notes, you will see the full schedule as it stands right now, all the way through September. And again, things are subject to change. We've already talked about that. It sounds like they're going to be adding more as well, so we'll just have to wait and see there. And then finally, before we talk about the remainder of the competitive news, there is, for today's the last day, as a matter of fact. So there's a 20% discount on LVT t-shirts until July 1st, which is tomorrow. So if you haven't purchased your LVT shirt yet, you should do so, because you get 20% off right now. And apparently the discount is automatically applied to your cart. You don't have to do any code or anything like that. So that's really cool. So go get one if you haven't already. There's a limited stock available, and I mean like very limited. So get your shirt if you haven't already. Will.
Yeah.
The Pro League is here. The schedule is basically quote unquote finalized at this point. What are your final thoughts here before we get into the actual match? Well, I mean, we already had the first match today, but like the matches begin.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know. Like, again, it's online. Glad it's happening for entertainment purposes. You know, if I want to watch a series of Halo between the two teams that played that week, I'll tune in. But that's about it. I don't know. Your thoughts? I know you have a lot more than I do.
Well, two things. One, it's Miller time. He's back. Welcome back, Miller time. How's it going? No, obviously I've said my piece many a times before. Honest to God, Will, like, I just wish there were more series for the day. Like, I wish it was 2 series a day instead of 1, because even if a series goes to a game 7, like, it might run an hour and a half at most. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wish there were 2 series per day. Obviously, we kind of expected the series today to go the way that it did, but it really did. I mean, shit, it was less than an hour. They had a little bit of a bound interview at the end, and then it was over. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's great that it's happening. Don't get me wrong. And like, obviously with Shopify adding even more money to it, to put more incentive in place and whatnot, like that's great. But it's just, I want more to watch, and we don't have a match tomorrow. That match is basically rescheduled to next week, but yeah, it's just, I wish there was more. Maybe I'm greedy. Maybe I'm being a little too greedy right now, but like, I want to watch more. That's all. I just want to watch more. So Aaron says, speak for yourself. I thought FaZe would lose slower. Hey, they had a great start on that King of the Hill game. They had a great start. Genuinely like a great start. And then, I mean, they had a great start to the mid game. And then once that mid game hit, once Optic got one, it's like, uh-oh. And then they didn't let up. So what are you going to do? It is online at the end of the day. Will, get this. SLC pools, they might be fucking insane.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where it all shakes out.
Yes. For those who don't know, the HCS put a little graphic out there that I did a very, very dumb modification to. So they put out a graphic, and at the top right corner, like it was like the team with the most HCS points heading into the qualifier, like before the qualifier was taking place. And Space Station are that team. So as of right now, to our knowledge, Optic are in Pool A, obviously, TSM in Pool B, obviously, Shopify in Pool C, obviously, and then Space Station would be the team in Pool D. Okay, they would have the 4th seed going into SLC. But when you look at the rest of how the pools are going to shake out, in Pool D, alongside Shopify, would be the 5th seed. And the 5th seed...
You mean Pool D with Space Station?
Yes, I say Shopify. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies. Yes, with Space Station would be the first place team coming out of the qualifier. And if I were a betting man, which I'm not, I would assume that FaZe are going to be winning the qualifier. And therefore, Will, I'm going to throw the dumbest, biggest hypothetical thing out to you. Okay? These now again, I'm gonna put a Reddit idea out there for you. Okay, Will?
Okay.
The reason I say that very specifically is because all these teams want to win and all these teams want to compete. So what I'm about to throw out there shouldn't happen regardless. And I think you know where I'm about to go with this. Do FaZe tank and make it so they don't actually win the qualifier, so they don't have to be in the same pool as Space Station? Because I don't know, that TSM pool's looking mighty nice right now. Just throw that out there.
They would have to get like 5th, 6th in the qualifier.
Yeah, they just need points. Fuck it. They have those.
I don't know, man. They're going to... honestly, I don't disagree with what Ash said in the chat, is that Envy very well could beat FaZe.
Sure.
It's a possibility. But I think FaZe would want to go against SSG in that pool.
Yeah.
Take it to them, or try to, you know?
Emphasis on try.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, both these teams, I think, want to face each other and want to take each other down at this point.
Oh, yeah. Tony, you like that shit? I'm telling you, I'm guaranteed. I'm telling you right now, somebody's going to look at the graphic and they're going to be like, oh, what if they did this? They don't want SSG smoke. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. But no, obviously I don't see that happening, Will. I threw it out there as a dumb fucking right. You know.
I mean, if we're talking pool play here, I'd want to be in pool A. Optic never wins their pool.
If anything, I think Optic might have the easiest pool, like, by far. And that's no offense to the other teams competing. I mean that. There's no offense to the other teams competing, but like I think that Optic might have the easiest pool going in SLC by far. You have the 3rd and 4th place from the qualifier. Okay? Yeah. So like you're talking, I mean, shit. The teams that we're going to be having compete in the qualifier no matter what. It's going to be FaZe. It's going to be Cloud9. It's going to be Complexity. It's going to be Omit. Envy. Like, and you're taking the 3rd and 4th place out of those teams and shoving them in a pool A against fucking Optic. Tony says Optic somehow still find a way into losers round 1. Hey, I mean, I just think they'll have the easiest pool. But yeah, I think that if FaZe win that qualifier, which I believe they will, and yes, I understand that other teams are going to be hot on their heels, but like I think that FaZe will win the qualifier. And what, we're 2 weeks out from it? A week or 2 out from it? Whatever. If they win that qualifier and they're put in the same pool as SSG, that's going to be fucking just fireworks, man. Oh, just fireworks.
It'll make pool play more exciting.
It would be amazing. It'd be fucking amazing because it's all we've ever wanted. Like, ever since these teams changed, like, this was literally all we wanted was for them to play on LAN. So, there's Verb. God damn it. Verb, I'm seeing you in other people's chats, my dude. I'm seeing you. You are not a FaZe fan right now. At all. Holy moly. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. And also, Will, I'll throw this out there too. I think the Pool B is going to be a little dicey as well. Now, it depends on the TSM that we get, but also an assumption I'm making is that Nemesis is in that pool. Is I would think that they win their qualifier. Nemesis TSM matchup could be very nice. So, but yeah, we'll have our predictions later on when we get closer to SLC. Verb says, get those boys an application to Wendy's. Verb, Jesus fucking Christ. Holy hell. All right. Now, you may be looking at that graphic, or you may be like thinking about us talking about that graphic, and you may be asking yourself, wait a second. How the fuck did TSM get second in the pool? Or how the fuck are TSM the second seed, therefore in Pool B? And how are Shopify the third seed and in Pool C? Well, the top 4 from DreamHack locked their seeds for SLC, but FaZe had to forfeit their number 2 seed when they traded 2 players. Okay, that's where that comes from. So TSM moved up to number 2 and Shopify moved up to number 3. Therefore, if FaZe are able to take first in the qualifier, they would be placed in Pool D, the same pool as SSG. Because SSG, by way of points, they should be automatically qualified for that spot in Pool D. All right. Couple more for you here. A lot of competitive news taking place today. The road to the Halo World Championship 2025, this is for June, this is by the HCS. Early bird ticket sales end today, as a matter of fact. We want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has already secured their Halo World Championship tickets, especially our VIP ticket holders who sold out VIP within the first few hours. At the moment, Halo World Championship is about 1/3 of the way sold out. And we're also currently on pace to sell out faster than in prior years. The early bird special, which gives you 20% off, ends tonight. So if you're considering attending the event, don't wait. And like always, if you use one of the HCS partner team codes, you'll get an additional 10% off with your savings going directly to the team of your choosing. So it's a win-win-win for everyone. Will, here's the big one. Okay?
Okay.
Rumors and speculation. Over the past few weeks, there's been a fair amount of speculation about when and where more details might emerge about any of the multiple projects Halo Studios is actively working on. We don't usually comment on such matters, but this time we want to enter the chat and share a little more perspective for Halo fans who might be on the fence about whether to attend this year's event. Last year at Halo World Championship, we premiered A New Dawn, where we talked about the switch to Unreal Engine, gave you a behind-the-scenes look at Project Foundry, and debuted our evolution to Halo Studios as we enter a new chapter for Halo. For us, A New Dawn was just the beginning. At this year's Halo World Championship, we look forward to continuing the conversation. Speculation is always fun, but if you want the official scoop on what Halo Studios has been working on, you won't want to miss this year's Halo World Championship. We really hope you'll join us in Seattle this October. What are your thoughts, Will?
You know, we spoke about what we saw last year at Worlds and how it was kind of out of the norm for that type of reveal to happen at an esport event.
It did, yep.
And now we're getting basically, it sounds like we're getting a follow-up. We're getting more information on what's coming or where things might be leading. So super excited. I'm going to be impatiently waiting to see what's next. We didn't think a year 4 was possible. Is there something coming next year that, you know, maybe we run a year 5 and right into the next thing for HCS? I don't know, but really excited that they're giving us more information on what's coming and not just leaving us in the dark after that reveal.
Very much looking forward to it as well. The other thing to keep in mind too, now I said it before and I'll stand on it because obviously last year was kind of unprecedented because that's never happened before. We've never had and I know it wasn't a game reveal or anything like that, but literally of a Vidoc in the way that they showed it off with the major announcement that they're literally switching engines. They have multiple projects in development. Pierre Heinz is there in person at the event. That's never happened before. Especially at a fucking esports event. Regardless of it being the World Championship, that was unprecedented. So then, before this blog came out, before this article came out today, there was the Xbox Game Showcase during Summer Game Fest, right? Where Phil Spencer, at the end of the presentation, said that next year, 2026, is going to be the year, like I'm paraphrasing here, but bear with me here. 2026, their showcase next year is going to be the one that people have kind of been waiting for. It's going to be the Fable. It's going to be the Forza. And he stated, now I can't quote this word for word because I forget the exact words that he used, but it's saying that, and the reveal of a franchise that's been with us since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put 2 and 2 together, that's more than likely going to be Halo because they've been with Xbox since the very beginning. So with that in mind, right, with that announcement during Summer Game Fest this year in mind, when this blog came out, Worlds is in October, right? Now, if I'm going to put my speculative hat on, I don't think this is no, I could very well be fucking wrong here. But I don't think this is a full-blown, full-blown game reveal in the sense that demonstration and all that shit. I think this is somewhat similar to what we got last year, where they're gonna tease it a little bit. They're gonna announce it. We get a name, and maybe we get a little snippet of what it looks like. But Summer Game Fest in 2026 is going to be the big marquee. We have Fable, we have Forza, we have Gears, we have Halo. Boom, 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 boom. Here's our big demonstration of what the game is. Whether or not it releases that fall, I don't know. We have Grand Theft Auto as well. It's all that shit. Will, you know what I am going to say, though?
What's that?
Now, again, I don't know anything. This is literally pure speculative hat on. If it is the remake of 1, you know what I think they just call it?
What?
I think it's literally just called Halo.
Just Halo?
Just Halo. There's no hyphen. There's no
combat evolved.
Yeah, nothing. There's no subtitle. It's literally just called Halo. If they are doing, like, if one of the projects that they're doing is a full-blown remake of 1, I think it's literally just called Halo. I think there's a reason why, and again, this is all speculative. This is all just off the top of the head. I think there's a reason why they rebranded themselves as Halo Studios. And I think their first title under the name Halo Studios is literally just called Halo. And if they release it on PS5 or whatever, cool, so be it, whatever. But like it's the new, like it is quote unquote new studio, new branding, new generation for the franchise. And they start with just the marquee fucking name, and it's just called Halo.
That crossed my mind too, Xerxes. All they're going to do is add Infinite and Unreal Engine. I mean,
I'm down.
I could see it as a possibility, yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. Just Your Average Halo guy says they hit us with a remake announcement at Worlds and the new Halo announced at Game Fest. They did say there were multiple projects in development. We don't know how far along those projects are. We don't know. But like, if they are genuinely just, if one of those projects is genuinely a remake of CE, I think it'd be unbelievably cool. Like if they stepped out, like this is our new vision for Halo and Unreal Engine. And that first title is Halo. Boom. But who knows? But either way, it sounds like Worlds this year is going to be must-see TV. And I do think it was actually really cool, Will, that they got out ahead of it. Because they don't do this. And they even said it. They said we don't normally do this.
Right.
So the fact they got out ahead of it and they're like, we don't want to fuel into the rumors and the speculation. Instead, we're going to come out and say, hey, this is what we did last year. Expect another type of announcement this year. And if that was what was preventing you from going, or if that was like the sticking point of like, oh, if there is an announcement, I'll go. If there's not an announcement, I won't. Now you know that there's going to be an announcement of some point. You should be there. What level of announcement? We don't know. But they're telling you should be there. Is a Halo CE remake enough to be released by itself, or does it need to be attached to another project as well? I think it's fine to be released by itself. Personally. Like we had ODST. We had Reach. I think a Halo, we're not talking about Call of Duty here. You know, hopefully with the move to Unreal, they'll be able to be more agile in terms of what they're working on. We said the same thing about Slipspace. Remember, Will, many years ago?
We did.
But this is Unreal. And this is what a shit ton of developers are working on. So it's like, hopefully this means that they're going to be able to be more agile with multiple projects in development. But at the same time, we're not talking about a Call of Duty here. So I think that anything that they release, so long as it is feature rich, then it should be able to stand on its own. Eldingo, we talked about the announcement that the Pro League is happening. We haven't talked about the match yet. We will talk about that shortly. Will, before we continue on, what do you... I'm just going to throw this out there to you. What do you want to see? What would you like to see? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, it's all right. Probably just a whole new game. New experience, not a remake. Maybe, my thought process is if they want to bring it to PS5, right?
Yes. Assumedly, yes.
Yeah. If you want to kind of hit the reset button on the story, I think it's got to be like one of my favorites, God of War, when it came out in 2018, where it's basically the reimagining, right? Like, yeah. Yes, the story's later on and it's its own thing. It's a continuation still.
Yep.
But something to that effect, where if you want to kind of hit the reset button on the franchise, I think that's the way to do it.
It was a God of War for a new generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the same for Halo. Still keep it to its roots, but bring more people in.
Will, we flirted with the idea of a CE remake, but with modern mechanics, right? Like the modern Halo mechanics, but in a CE setting, as it was or whatever, but in Unreal. Would you be okay with something like that?
Maybe. It depends on how the game feels, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of variables that could be great, could not feel right in that sense,
Yeah.
I would check it out. I don't know. Do we really want to go back to CE maps?
No. I don't. Silos does.
Yeah. Well, of course Silos does. He's in love with that game.
My thing, okay, with how deeply enriched the lore is of Halo, right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that it is a CE remake, but with modern Halo tendencies and mechanics. And it does release multi-platform. What are PlayStation players expected to do after they finish that? Because, I know there's the rumor out there, right, of MCC coming to PlayStation, but that hasn't happened, and they're a skeleton crew. They're a skeleton of a skeleton crew. So, I'm maybe it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but if I was a PlayStation player coming in for the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I played this new, again, this is all speculation, right? And they play this supposed CE remake, but then they finish with what do they do next? Do they have to pick up MCC on Steam or an Xbox or what? Everything's an Xbox now. Your TV's an Xbox now, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the tough thing. If they remake CE, does that mean they have to remake 2, 3, 4, all for PlayStation?
And I don't see that happening. I don't see that as being feasible.
No, I think the current community would not want to go through it all again.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Will, you know me, I'm biased as fuck when it comes to this franchise. So I'm going to play and probably enjoy whatever they release.
Mm-hmm.
Because as much as I shit on Reach, there are aspects of Reach that I did really enjoy. But yeah, I'm very curious what their plan is going to be. And if it is a CE remake, if it is, then I would hope and I would expect, and I'm probably wrong, but I would hope and I would expect that it would be modern. I think we're too far gone from having that old style of gameplay that, like, this generation of gamers, I mean, fuck, even myself included, I don't necessarily like going back and playing them all the time. They don't feel smooth. Like, they don't feel that great. Not gonna lie. So I'd be curious what they're gonna do. But it sounds like we might get a little bit more information at Worlds. So stay tuned. Dad in the chat said that want to see you guys in person. Well, don't worry. We'll be at SLC and Worlds. So, Dad, if you're going to be at SLC and or Worlds, we'll see you there. All right. Partnered team booths. This month, we also wanted to start sharing more about the different booths and experiences coming to Halo World Championships, starting with a few of our partnered teams. First, we're excited to confirm that Space Station and Shopify Rebellion will once again be attending Halo World Championship and bringing awesome booth experiences they both have become known for. Now, we're not going to spoil everything they've got in the works, but you can of course expect some fun games to play, exclusive merch, an opportunity for meet and greets with the players, and more. Thank you as always to Space Station and Shopify for being a part of Halo World Championship and for their continued legendary support of the Halo community. And like Ash says in the chat, Will, hopefully there is more than just them.
I agree.
There better fucking be more than just them. Because I'm going to laugh my ass off if Optic don't have their own booth at an event that they're probably going to win anyway. They should have a booth too. Because I believe Optic have had one consistently at Worlds. Maybe. Did they have one last year? I thought they did. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Will, do you remember?
I don't think they did.
There we go. They didn't.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah,
they got
like
second
chat.
anyway. They're probably going to win this one, though, so they better fucking have a booth there. And, like, that's what's crazy to me is why the fuck... Will, I went on my soapbox on Off the Rails, right, about the whole fucking faceplate things with scuff controllers.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a little bit of a soapbox just for a brief second here about the partnered team booths at events. If you are a partnered organization in this league, like, there should be a fucking... It should be written in the contract that states you need to have a booth at the event. And again, I get it if it's a European organization that's not able to, but they're not in the partner program right now. So you should have one at Worlds at the very least. Like, I think it's fucking crazy to me that some of these partnered organizations who have fans don't give people the opportunity to easily buy their merchandise so they can rep their team and rep their player and so on and so forth. It's like...
Yeah. Sin asks, do they have to rent the space? I believe they do.
And from a logistics standpoint, from a cost standpoint, I can understand. I can. But at the same time, if you are entering this partnership with the HCS, and that's what this is called. It is called the HCS Partnership Program. If you are a partner with the HCS, then I would fucking expect you to be there and to further support the fucking scene that you're a partner of. Especially Optic if you're one of the biggest organizations in the world. Alvy and I did. What a finals it was. If Complexity can have a booth, Optic, SSG, Shopify, FaZe, and Cloud9 can have one as well. And that's the thing, too, is like Cloud9, Will, remember when they fucking had their merch with the HCS merch? Like they never had And I think they had their booth. I think they had a Cloud9 booth one time, and I think it was at Raleigh.
I think it was Raleigh and Kansas City. They had booths.
Okay, because they had the penguin stickers that Lydia made.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was fucking awesome. And the thing that pisses me off is like I want them to have a booth where, while I may not be repping their team all the time, I think their jerseys this year are fucking awesome. And like if you just have them available to purchase, people are gonna fucking buy them. They look sick. Be proud of the shit that you guys make. Like, what are we doing? God damn it. They make it so hard for people to spend money. It's fucking insane. All right. Halo Community Stage. Today, we're also excited to confirm that the Community Playdate will make their triumphant return at Halo World Championship. This is where you, the community, get to come up on stage and play some casual Halo multiplayer and maybe even win some cool prizes. As always, everyone who joins us on stage will get access to the highly coveted Unicorn of Ice emblems and nameplate. Each month, we'll share more and more details about the Community Stage and what programming and shenanigans to expect. Danny, I think they are. Halo Makers Contest. As we mentioned in our last update, new to this year's World Championship is the Halo Makers Contest. We know many of you are waiting to hear more about this contest, and today we're excited to provide the initial contest guidelines ahead of the official rules. We'd also like to give a special shout out to the 405th, which has been helping us think through some of the nuance and specifics for this all-new contest. It gives you the opportunity to create real-life replica of any recognizable item from the Halo universe, from Cortana's chip to the Needler. Shout out John. This is your chance to show off your creativity, craftsmanship, and passion for the franchise. Shout out PD. Whether it's an iconic item from campaign or your favorite niche weapon, we want you to bring it to life. The prize pool breakdown is $2,500. First, we'll get $1,500, second $750, and third $250. As an optional added bonus, the first place winner will have the option to have their creation displayed in the Halo Studios Museum for 1 year for employees and VIP studio guests to admire on display. That's really fucking cool. That is really fucking cool that you have the opportunity to do that. What's up, King Jay?
What's going on, Jay?
Fucking phase coach in the house. Huh. Goddamn.
Does he have to change the tag to Coach Jay now?
Ooh. That's a good question. Hashtag face up. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. Jay, you gotta get your boys into shape. All right. These online performances. Got to get your boys into shape. I trust in you, King J. I trust in you. There's a reason why I say online doesn't fucking matter. Because it doesn't. All right. There is a list of entry guidelines, banned items, and submission requirements that you guys can all read through. It's all in the Google Doc of the Shoutouts of the show. Please go ahead and check it all out if you're interested in going through and joining up in the Halo Makers contest. I think really, Will, the coolest fucking thing there is if you get first, you get the option of having your item displayed in the fucking Halo Museum for a year. That's really fucking cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. Oh, rules and disclaimers. These are pretty fucking important as well. You must be 18 plus or have parental consent to enter. It is open to legal residents of the 50 United States, including the District of Columbia. Okay, so unfortunately, EU is not available to participate in this, which sucks. LATAM community, so on and so forth. It's unfortunate. By entering, you grant permission to have your work shown off on official Halo and partner channels. Will, speaking about FaZe, Mr. King J being here, The FaZe major location, dates, and tickets have finally been unveiled. This
Ash has the total tally of days.
Yes, Ash does. I'm guaranteed. 150.
150. There it is.
Fucking A, dude. This is by the HCS. The HCS returns to North Carolina with the $250,000 HCS Charlotte 2025 major hosted by FaZe Clan. Tickets are available right now. Yes, Merc Mama, dates did drop as well. October 3rd through the 5th at the Charlotte Convention Center. Again, tickets are available right now. And based off of what I looked at the link, Will, there's no VIP. Yep. It is general admission only, as from what I was able to see, and it's $50 for the weekend. And of course, that's before the 10% off discount if you use a code. Okay?
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. Not that I was necessarily expecting there to be a VIP. I was just kind of curious if there was going to be. But like I said, it doesn't seem like there is. But yeah, October 3rd through the 5th. And like Sin said, I share the same sentiment. It feels too close to Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if I'm going to just quickly look at this, Worlds is literally 2 weeks, technically 3 after the Charlotte major. That's all right. Now, I will say I've been seeing a lot of sentiment online being like, because this is an East Coast event, this does give a lot more folks an opportunity to go to an event, which is always a good thing. The thing we always say, Will, time and time again, is if you have the opportunity to go to one, you should absolutely go. And now that, well, obviously we were hoping for a different C location. We did get Charlotte this time around, and it is an East Coast location. Hopefully a good amount of people are able to attend, considering the location that it's in. And I just hope that, well, I've said it time and time again, I have my expectations for what a major should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just hoping that they're able to hit that. Because we know that there was a lot of back and forth for months as to where this was going to take place. Things weren't locked down for a long time. But now that it is, now that the dates are in place, there is a decent amount of time before the event. So hopefully they're able to get everything fucking dialed in and make it the best they can possibly be. Because this is, for folks who don't understand, like if they keep the same format that they did for last year, this major is incredibly important. Because this is the major that you qualify for Worlds from. And what I'm really hoping, Will, we don't know, but what I'm really hoping that they do is if they do those, like, I don't know if relegation's the right word to use, but remember they had the last chance qualifier. That's what I'm fucking looking for.
Yeah.
I really hope they do that again, because what a fucking cool idea and opportunity for these teams to make it through and have a real shot at competing on the world's biggest stage.
Yeah, hopefully if that still is a thing this year, we get more information as time goes on it, because would really love to see that come back.
Absolutely. PD, I believe the first ever last chance qualifier for Worlds was last year. I don't think we had one the year before. Although, again, people, please correct me if I'm wrong here. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, like I said, with the amount of time that they have in place now, they have everything solidified. They got the dates in place, the location, everything's ready to rock and roll. You can buy tickets right fucking now. Not team passes. But you can buy spectator tickets right now. With the amount of time that they have now, I really hope that they're able to dial it in and make it fucking amazing for the players and the spectators alike.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. Now, shout out to Ash, as always, because he's been fucking on top of this like none other. Regarding the HCS calendar, from Div, no adjustments to our calendar. All dates posted are accurate for our online events. And speaking of events, registration is currently live for those additional opens leading into the phase major. Okay? Link is included in the Google Doc of the show to the show. So if you have a team that you want to compete with, I know we're well in advance right now, but the registration links are live right now. So there you go. And yes, Will is correct. It's been at the major before with the World Championship. And I believe it was only last year that it started that way. Because, guys, remember when we had global invitationals? Remember when those were a thing? A lot of format changes over the past 4 or 5 years. So, oh, man. Ash said last year, 8 teams from the last major, 4 from points, and 4 from the last chance qualifier. There, okay, perfect. Thank you. I remember H5 Asia region events. Hell, oh my God, Rev. Absolutely. Back when the World Championship like genuinely meant the world back in that day. Holy shit. How far we've come. Or how far we've fallen is a better thing to say. Will, last piece for you here for the competitive news. I know it's been a long one. Tashi's tantalizing tidbits is back. Regarding SLC team passes and event information, that is coming next week. Okay? SLC team passes and event information will be coming next week. And then finally, regarding those ever elusive team skins for 2025, in a few weeks, we'll share some details later in July.
Hey, sometime this summer, right?
Yeah.
It's still summer.
Oh,
we got time.
Shit, dude. Oh, shit. You're right. You're right. I can't fault him for it. Did say the summer. And we are now literally in the summer.
Yeah.
So, shit. There you go. Thanks, Will, for the clarification. There you can find seasons, you know? That's fucking it for the competitive news. Which means it's time for Rostermania!
Just a few pieces of Rostermania here. We'll start with Omit. They signed Ice Kid. Might be a potential second roster, or maybe investing in their future. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud9 made a move. They officially released Septify and Lethal and then signed Collect and Avicii. So Collect and Avicii on the team.
Indeed.
Mind Freak. Mind Freak. And officially releases Plasma and signs Barcode. And from Barcode, he states, ANZ Open Cup champs. Thankful to Mind Freak for giving me the opportunity to continue competing. Excited to see what I can bring to the table and try to help reach new heights with the ANZ boys. So, are you ready? Damn it. Bummed Plasma had to be bumped off the team, but excited for Barcode to have an opportunity to compete again.
Absolutely. And like you said, well, I share the same sentiment. Like, I feel for Plasma. What I'm hoping this leads to, and we've seen in chat, we've seen in Discord as well, like really, really hope this means that this is that piece that was potentially missing to get them over that hump and win that pool play series to get them into champ bracket.
Sure.
That is what I'm really hoping that this move is able to, maybe solidifies too big of a word. But yeah, just get them over that hump and actually winning that pool play series, because they've gotten there. Like, they've gotten to pool play, but they're just not able to, just to win the one series really needed to push them into the champ bracket side of things. So hopefully with Barcode there now, hopefully it can happen.
Yeah. All right, and last piece of Rostermania, he was already here, but FaZe brings King J on to coach up and through SLC. So at least for SLC, King J is coaching the FaZe boys.
And again, Will, we're going to talk about FaZe. FaZe. We're going to talk about them in just a little bit in terms of their the Open Series and the Pro League match as well. But yeah, I'll save my thoughts to when we get there. Real quick, Will, before we move on, Danny Phantom with the 20-month resub, you get a woo! Thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed that earlier. My apologies. Is that it, Will?
That's it for Rostermania, man.
Then it's time for your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. On Wednesday, July 2nd, we have the Play Griffball Weekly Customs. That's right. We talked about the AGLA signups being available right now, but they're going to be hosting weekly customs on Wednesdays as well. So, if you just want to get in on some Griffball action, join up, have some fun, maybe join the AGLA, get your feet wet there, have a good time. Then, the Halo Rec League Mixed Division Finals takes place, and the LVT Pro League match Complexity versus Omit on Thursday, July 3rd. Halo Rec League Pre-Made Division Finals, and the LVT Pro League match of TSM going up against Shopify. And that's it for your LVT Pro League matches for the week. On Sunday, July 6th, we have the Forge Hub 4v4. And then the reason why I am including this Monday match for next week is because the matches take place before our show. So I want to give folks a heads up of the LVT Pro League matches that are going to be happening before our show goes live for that day. Therefore, on Monday, July 7th, we have the Pro League match that a lot of people, ourselves included, for entertainment purposes, are waiting for. FaZe going up against SSG. And Will, if you're looking at the schedule for the LVT Pro League, you will notice that SSG are not playing this week. They are that missing matchup that would be taking place tomorrow, but instead, they will be having two matches next week. The first of which is on Monday.
Awesome.
Indeed.
You might get a day with two matches in it.
We will be getting a day with two matches. Indeed. Looking forward to it. And that's it for the upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. Will, Scrim tournament and league recaps. What do we got?
As always, Scrim's available for all regions at Halo Data Hive. Go check out Halo Data Hive for any of those series you might want to look into. And hopefully you don't take Scrims too seriously. Next up.
True.
Bounded by battle results. Fourth place went to Fire Princess and Saga. Third went to Saigo Forte and QB Rocky 15. Second went to Verhexton and the Storm War. And first went to Fondling Lemons and Hooligan.
Great name.
What a name.
It's a great name.
I guess this did take place, even though we already talked about it. LVT Pro League qualifying invitational results.
Yes.
Two teams were vying to get into the Pro League. Here are the two teams: Complexity with Cherish, Mental, Ryan Noob, and King Nick, and Omit, Huss Spartan, Breaking Shot, and Lethal. Although, has that changed?
No,
never mind.
Cloud9 was the team that changed.
Yep.
Yep.
You are correct.
But also want to add, speaking of Cloud9, they were one of the teams that were knocked out. They're one of the teams that did not qualify. And funny enough, the reason why I couldn't give two shits, let alone one shit about online performances, what I find hilarious is the results of the North American Open Series that took place right after this qualifier took place, the day after.
Right. Speaking about opens, let's get into them. We'll start with Mexico. Second place went to Alpha Luminon. That was Magical, Lure, Rorch, and Strikey. And taken first was Ether, again with Acid, Drift, Noble, and Tapping. For the A and Z region, starting to lose my words here. Second place went to a team called Look at My Screen. This included Beano, Cheesin, Plasma, and Rated. And then taken first, Mind Freak, Barcode, Scoob, Sways, and Rice.
Are you ready?
For EU, your top two teams remain the same. Second place, Zero Tenacity with Bastos, Mighty, Sika, and Chick. And first is Nemesis, Glory, SLG, Snipe Drone, and Woodum.
Hell yeah. Also, Will, I just want to throw this out there too. Nemesis actually did it in one grand final series this time, not two.
Oh, it didn't take him two.
It didn't. So just something to throw out there, you know. They made it through the winner's side. They beat him in best of five. It is great.
All right. And last but not least here, North America. I'm assuming most of us know who the player names are. So I'm going to read all top 8 teams. No player names. Exclamation point show notes in chat if you need the player names. But here we go. In your top 8, this was TSM and Complexity. Top 6 was a team called 6-8, which was Syrian, Cycle, Frosty, and Little Gators. So this was a pickup team. Also in top 6, Envy. 4th went to FaZe. 3rd, Cloud9. 2nd, Space Station, and taking it home, Optic Gaming.
Handily taking it home, I might add.
Yeah.
I
don't know what else to say about that. It is what it is.
It is what it is. And again, for the folks who may not understand, this was an open tournament, which means that any team of 4 players is able to sign up and compete and try to get more points, whatever it may be. So Optic was well within their right to sign up. They did. Will, you want to know a fun fact about this Optic performance, though?
What's that?
There was a team that they played earlier on within the bracket, like very early on within the bracket, and they requested that Optic play in third person.
What?
And they still won, obviously. Yeah.
There's no way they actually did that.
Yeah. So apparently they did. I forgot who tweeted it out. I should have saved the tweet. I feel like I'm not doing my job now. But yeah. There was an AM team that like requested it of them like earlier on within the bracket. Like They saw they're going up against Optic, be like, we play in third person, and apparently they did. I believe. I believe they did. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But just like yeah. So for funsies.
Optic played in third person or the team
Optic did. Ash said it was OG Sheezy. Yeah. Do you have the tweet? Ash?
Apparently, both of them would have to be third person.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
DM? Fuck yeah, dude. You sent it to me via Discord? I'm standing by. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, literally. Thank you. See, Ash, this is why. God, you're fucking awesome. Yeah, on June 28th. At 1:27 p.m., he says, I can't believe I convinced Optic to play us in third-person mode.
That's insane.
Yep. Yeah, it's literally happened, so it's fucking cool. What's happened, yo mama D's? These nuts. So... God damn. Yeah, Ash, and then in another tweet that Cheese said, yeah, it took some mighty convincing, but finally got formal to crack. Just it's really fucking funny and kind of cool at the same time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, that happened. There you go. There's a little fun fact for you for the Open Series.
Oh,
Will, there's a matchup that took place, and again,
yes.
this is coming from somebody who does not put stock in online performance, but if we're just getting back to the appeasing the masses type deal here, there was a match that took place, one that we didn't necessarily know if it was going to take place or when it was going to take place, but it did. Space Station did go up against FaZe yet again. This was their second outing in an online cup. And for those who don't remember the first outing that they had, FaZe just ever so slightly got the upper hand over SSG. They won I think it was like a 50-49 game 5 or something like that. 50-48,
so.
whatever.
Sounds about right.
And in this matchup, Space Station just looked better. They just looked better than FaZe in a lot of capacity, and they got the upper hand in this series. And yeah, FaZe get eliminated in the 4th place. So that happened, obviously. So, well, I don't know if there's anything you want to talk about with that specifically.
I mean, the teams are tied 1-1 now in series, right? FaZe now has a coach, maybe some that'll help. Who knows? It's possible. You would think these top tier players would be able to figure it out without a coach, right? But
well, we've also heard how kind of instrumental Lunchbox has been
for Optic, right? Yeah, so maybe there is something more there. I don't really have much to say other than, it's online. I'm kind of tired of online. I want to see it happen on LAN.
Same here. And hey, if they win the qualifier, then we're going to see it for sure.
Yeah.
But Will, there's one more thing there.
Yes, the LVT Pro League match.
Indeed.
Where Optic went up against FaZe and 4-0'd them.
Now, Will, we talk about all the time where series score doesn't necessarily indicate how the actual games went down. Mm-hmm. I will say, if you go back and you watch the series, the thing that I've noticed about FaZe, and this is just an observation, right, is that they do have tendencies where they start games off very, very strong. And I mean, shit, this is how I felt about like SSG before they made the change, right? Where you had many instances of great starts, but not a lot of being able to follow through, or not a lot of being able to maintain setups or prevent the pressure from being applied to you or being able to apply that pressure. And I mean, FaZe had a phenomenal start to the first game of the series up until the mid game, right? It was King of the Hill on recharge, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, phenomenal start basically up to the midway point of the game. Then Optic got a little bit of an advantage, and they just kept pressing, and they just kept pushing, and they just kept FaZe on the back foot, and FaZe weren't able to do anything about it. They weren't able to break any hills. Optic basically got back-to-back hills like it was nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, this was the Optic we kind of expected to see, but I want to see if FaZe are able to bounce back, right? Unfortunately, they were not able to bounce back in that game one. Like, okay. You know, Optic did what Optic did. The game 2 starts, and unfortunately, like it was close at the very, very beginning, but then Optic eventually got their lead. Not much FaZe could do about it. There you go. Then we had Aqua Bomb. And man, it was just it was another instance of FaZe started very, very hot. FaZe are able to start the game off really well. They're able to get the slays needed. They get the bomb planted. Great. Optic are basically able to immediately respond, because on Aqua Bomb especially, if you get 4 dead and you're able to move the bomb cross map, right? And then as long as you get one more round of slays, you know where they're going to be spawning up. You should be easy. And so Optic were able to take advantage. They get the cap to tie it. And then Renegade just fucking... Will we talk about it time and time again, right? This year's MVP is Renegades to lose. And he put on a fucking display in that Aqua Bomb game. It's like, yep, this is why. This is why he's him. And then game 4 was Oddball on Live Fire. FaZe nearly got shut out in the first round. And then they fought for the second one, but they just couldn't get it done. And they went, like, LVT went in for a listen in at the very end of that game 4, I believe. And I think they were listening to the FaZe comms, and then like the guys on FaZe were like, let's just get out of here. Like, I think that was literally a line that I heard. And I'm like, okay, all right. So that happened. So again, if I'm going to talk about online performance, if I'm going to talk about that, because we see it happen, right? And Will, I'm curious your thoughts as well, because you asked me previously about, like, have I been tuning into any, like, specific player POVs and so on and so forth? And I said no. So I'm curious your thought on this as well. When I was watching this match, this Pro League match today, and again, it's online. I don't fucking care. But one of the things that I took from FaZe versus, like, one of the things I took when watching both sides, right, is the same thing I saw on that previous SSG roster before the team change, Will. It's not watching each other's backs. Like, it was like the fucking... One of Renegade's plays on that Aqua Bomb game where he had camo and he was sneaking into the back of the base and he gets a fucking kill tack. And I'm watching the sequence of kills taking place. I'm like, I don't know what the comms are like in that instance, but nobody's turning around to face him. And I know people might be in other fights and whatnot, but I'm like, that's not the only time. There were so many instances where one of the things that I'm looking out for is, do you have your teammates back? Right? And these are pro players. They know way more than I do. It's just one of the things that I watch for is, do these players have their teammates back? Are you set up in a way that you're able to get the assist, that you're able to push together, leave together, whatever it may be, and just try to put your team in more of those advantageous positions? And there, again, glimpses, right? There were moments during that series where it's like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like, this is textbook. This is exactly what I'd expect from any professional team, especially a team at this high of a caliber, to be doing. And then you'd have other instances, and again, you're playing against Optic. They're the best team in the world. But, like, you'd have other instances where I'm watching this and I'm like, what's happening? Like, they're just, and I get it. Sometimes they're just not able to move. Like, they're just not able to get out of their spawn. They're not able to do anything. But I'm curious your thoughts, Will. Again, I'm reserving full judgment until we see these teams compete at SLC. They made these changes. They're getting these reps in. Cool, whatever. I'm waiting to see what happens when we're on an even playing field and everyone's together on LAN. There's that. But those are the observations that I'm making while watching them play online.
Sure. Merkin says in chat that the let's get out of here comment was the commentators trying to get out of the listening. So if that's the case, good on them for getting out of a situation when they know FaZe is down or not going to be entertaining, if that, to put it lightly. if they're having the same problems that they had on SSG, then something needs to be looked at. Gameplay styles need to be changed. So, something's got to give, because if you're like it is the setups get broken too quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
They cannot pressure properly or keep pressure, or when they try to, someone falls too quickly and then it's a 4v3 and setup gets broken. Something's just not. It's sad because there's glimpses of it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what's happening to stop that momentum during a game?
Mm-hmm.
One, we know optics as good as they are.
Yeah.
It's 4-0 expected.
They're literally the best team.
In my opinion, 4-0 expected against FaZe.
Yep, I agree.
I'm hoping, King J is going to come in, maybe give fresh perspective, and who knows what will happen over the next few weeks.
Another reason why I'm just fully determined just to withhold judgment until the LAN takes place is because we know what a lot of these players are capable of doing on a LAN environment, right?
Oh yeah.
We see Penguin time and time again in those scenarios of in the top 3 time and time again. Like, that streak continues.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen Trippy has the nickname of Big Game Trip for a reason. Like, we've seen what he's able to do as well. And like this quote unquote should work because it's 3/4 of what Optic were last year, who got second all year. It quote unquote should work. And so that's why I'm waiting to see what happens at SLC. If things don't work at SLC, I mean,
what
do you
would
do?
Be considered working for you? Like, does it have to be that top 3 placement?
I think they need so here's the tough one, right? Fighting for top 3.
Okay.
I don't think it necessarily means they need to get 3rd place at SLC. I think they need to fight for it.
So if they're in loser semis, that should be a close matchup.
Yep. I want to see, and fuck, maybe it is against SSG, but like, I want to see a game 5. I want to see things be close or them win. Fuck it. But like that's for me to sit here and like confidently say that meaningful progress is being made. That's what I would need to see personally. Like, if FaZe bow out top 6, yeah.
Again, I'm not going to say that's out of the question though.
It's not.
With how these brackets have been shaping up the last 2 events, Josh.
I agree with you completely. It depends on the matchup.
Yes.
So like, if they get top 6 and they're knocked out by an Optic coming from losers yet again, then like, yes, there's going to be, it's the same reason I don't give too much shade to Complexity for Dallas or TSM in Arlington. You got dealt the very bad hand at that moment. Like, suck. You played against the best team. You're going to lose anyway. Sorry. Like, I'm not going to hurt them for it. But right. If it's like, if I'm not going to lie, like, if it's a top 6 against Cloud9 or again, this is no offense to, I don't want people to think that like I'm shitting on these teams. Like, if it's a top 6 matchup against a Complexity, against a Cloud9, like whatever it may be, then yeah, I'm not gonna be happy about it. I'm not gonna be happy about it. What's up, Snag? Welcome back. Oh, Will pieced out. Will pieced the fuck out. All right. Oh man. Rev says Royal One's currently on leave. His wife's giving birth to their same baby time, same time as SLC. We'll be back after SLC. Did you need something? What?
I can't find Linnea. I thought she ran down here.
No, she hasn't been down here.
She wasn't going to bother you.
No, I forgot to lock the door.
That's fine. I will find her.
Did you look under her bed?
No.
I just heard her. She's in the house. Jesus fucking Christ. She played hide and seek with your ass.
Bye.
Oh, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we thought we lost our child.
Go in there. Don't go in there. You're naked. No.
Yeah, no. Close the door, Natana. Just close the door. My daughter is currently naked right now. She had swimming lessons today, so she had to take a shower. Jesus Christ. Captain Mo with the 23-month resub. You get a woo! Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Also, Deezus, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. And also, Rev, thank you for that context, because context matters. Congratulations to Royal One and his wife. That's amazing. That's amazing. I did not. Am I dumb for not knowing that they were expecting? No. I felt like we knew that. My memory can be shit sometimes. But either way, congratulations to them. That's fucking awesome. That is amazing. But he says Royal One will be back after SLC, so that's really cool too. And again, no shade to King J. He's amazing. We stand Mr. J. Oh, man. Yeah, John, I don't know what the fuck she was doing. Like, my wife literally, like, so I forgot to lock the door. She comes down here, and she was about to walk away. I'm like, do you need anything? She's like, I can't find our daughter. Like, oh, okay. The fuck? Kids are fun until you can't find them in your house. Yeah, she was like, trust me, if we would have gone 5 more minutes without hearing Linnea, because I heard her, but if we would have gone 5 more minutes without hearing her, she would have freaked the fuck out. Like, this would have been we're going to put the show on hold. I'm going to go search for my kid. And that would have been that. Also, I hope Will's okay. Kind of just bolted. I'm going to text him. She lost your girl and we lost Will. Yeah, what the? This show's crazy. This show's fucking crazy. Snag, Will, come back. I'll leave. Oh, there he is. He's back. Everything okay? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I'm good. My bad.
Will, you bolted, right?
Yeah.
I forgot to lock the door. So Natana came down here and she thought she lost Linnea.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's just like, it was really weird, dude. It was really fucking weird. Oh, all right. So back to this. Will, we got some context actually regarding King J and Royal One.
Yes.
Rev posted in the chat that said Royal One is currently on leave. His wife is going to be giving birth to their baby the same time as SLC, and he'll be back after SLC.
Perfect.
So there you go. Really fucking cool. El Dingo Loco said, I really wish C9 had made the Pro League. El Dingo, I'm like, how do I say I agree with you while also not shitting on the other teams that did qualify? Like, I wish every team was going to be able to be in Pro League, but regardless, it just goes to show you, like, who fucking cares at the end of the day about online shit? Because Omit is the one that's able to qualify, right, for the Pro League, but Cloud9 are the ones that get third place in the last Open, literally the week, like the 2 days right after the qualifier for LVT Pro League.
Right.
What are you going to do? You're like, what the fuck? Who fucking cares? The thing that sucks for Cloud9 in this instance is that they don't have the opportunity to compete for $1,000 every week. That's the thing that fucking sucks for them. But, shit. But Will, you asked me the question. I want to ask you the same question. What would be sufficient for you from a phase standpoint at SLC?
Yeah, I'll be, again, brackets normal. There's no odd matchups.
Yes.
I think, yeah, fighting for that top 3 spot.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Will, for running through those.
Oh, of course.
And thank you very much, Will, for running away as well. Ronan says FaZe needs to be there on Sunday. I agree.
I'll explain after the show.
Okay. Ash says bracket has super potential to be very not normal. Oh, Ash, I completely agree.
Yes.
Especially if FaZe win the qualifier and are in the same pool as SSG. This bracket could be all sorts of fucky duppy. And this year has been fucking insane. So hell yeah, man. Bring it on. Like I said, well, I just want to see Optic make it through winners just so we can see what happens.
Sure.
Like I know people love Optic. I know people hate Optic. Like just as a fucking spectator, I just want to see what happens when Optic are actually able to make it through winners, have that cushion of a series and grand final, and let's see how they perform at that point. Because they're going to win anyway, but I want to see how they win. That's what I want to see. Oh, shit. All right. That's it for Scrim Tournament League recaps, and this is where we would have the regular news, but we don't actually have any regular news this time. It was all competitive news, a shit ton of it. But instead, we have COD Games Watch. So for those who don't know, COD Champs took place over the weekend, and Optic fans are eating very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are a patron, shout out to all the patrons out there. I read through these during the Off the Rails episode that is out right now. But I wanted to read them here on the normal show as well during this segment because, again, context matters, and this tournament would have been history defining for either team to win, whether it's Vancouver Surge or Optic Texas. But because Optic Texas won, here is how history making it was. The 3 tweets I'm about to read are from Brian Stats over on Twitter. Shout out Brian for these. First one here. Mercules wins Champs MVP and makes history winning Champs in his 3rd ever pro event. 3rd ever pro event. Which is the quickest any player in COD history has ever won a world championship. His first major championship comes at COD Champs, which has only happened 2 other times in history. Attach in 2015 and Assault in 2018. Young legend in the making. The second one here, Shotsy overtakes Karma as the youngest 3-time world champion in COD history, while also having a Halo World Championship to his name. An esports legend at 23 years old. Shotsy's accolades include 8-time champion, a 3-time world champion, a 1-time season MVP, a 1-time rookie of the year, 4th ever 3-time world champion, 4th player to win back-to-back worlds, and has won a World COD Championship on a Treyarch, Sledgehammer, and Infinity Ward title. And third, history is made at Champs 2025 as Optic Texas win back-to-back World Championships, which no other organization has ever done. They've built a roster that rivals any other team in history when it comes to accolades. Shotsy being a 3-time world champ, Dashy and Hook being 2-time world champs, and Mercules being a 1-time world champ this year. Just absolute fucking dominance from start to finish, Will. They were on pace. Leading up to this grand final, they were on pace to have a literal perfect tournament, not dropping a single map. And you look at the fucking year that they had.
It was tumultuous, right? All the team changes, bad online performance.
Bad land performance.
Yeah, bad land performance at that. It was not looking good for Optic Texas.
No. They literally dropped and picked up like the same players throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it all culminates in one of the greatest runs in history of a year that you would have asked anybody, and they would have been like, there's absolutely no shot that they win. A tournament where the LA Thieves and Atlanta FaZe get knocked out much earlier than anybody anticipated within the tournament. Just, it was storybook, man. It was just fucking storybook. And if anybody hasn't gone back and watched those grand finals, you absolutely should. And just, you should listen to the comms of Optic as well. And just listen to how passionate they are and how locked in with each other that they are. Because if you don't have that teamwork, if you don't have that trust in your teammates, you're not going to be able to go very far. And I know that they were winning, but just the fact, even when Surge were winning games, like just listening to the composure that Optic had, just that understanding that they're in that spot for a reason and how they're able to work together with one another. It was awesome. It was just fucking awesome. And it was a great grand final. It was a great tournament. And yeah, even if you're not that big of a Call of Duty fan, I still think you should go watch that grand final and go watch that tournament because there were some incredible matchups that were taking place. And then on the flip side, on the fucking flip side, you look at Vancouver Surge. I said that regardless of the winner, there was going to be history made on both sides. Surge were in losers round 1. Surge got knocked down to losers round 1 and had to go through the fucking gauntlet, multiple game 5s, mind you, to get to that grand final against Optic. And they were the first and only team in that tournament to take maps off them. Just fucking wow. So yeah, go watch it if you haven't already. And congratulations to Optic Texas on winning back-to-back world championships. And that's it for Caught in Other Games Watch. It's time for Will's Adventures of the Nail Over. Send one game for me too. Will, what'd you play over the last week?
Been playing Infinite. I guess I could say I've been playing GTA 5 a little bit here and there too. The online mode.
Yeah.
But mainly get my challenge done in Infinite. I am now on my 3rd Razer Wolverine V3 controller. So there's a problem with the charge port, poorly designed in my opinion, and it gets to a point where it's fine and then it's not fine. It starts disconnecting randomly, middle of playing. So yeah, I need to find a new controller, and I'm not sure what to go with because I can't find a controller that has all the features that I want. Like, I love the way the back buttons are on the Razer, but now it's got charging port issues. So I need something. Dragger, I need 4 paddles. I've gotten so accustomed to 4 paddles that that's what I want to go with. I really do like the Hall Effect sticks. Yeah, but I guess that's my wish list right now is the type of paddles that are on the Razer, Hall Effect sticks, and a controller that just freaking works.
If you guys want to hear an in-depth controller discussion off the rails, this latest Off the Rails episode, go deep.
Yes.
And we talked about the GameSir G7 Pro. But Will, those those paddles, man.
Yep. I don't like the button paddles. Like, of course, like I exchanged the razor today, so it's still in the box. But like the paddles come out, they protrude out of the back of the controller. That's what I want. I don't want to have to like press into the controller.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Riz, we talked about the scuff as well.
Yeah, we did.
It's just like, why do these controllers have to be so fucking expensive? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Anyway, that's all I've played, Josh. What about you, sir?
I didn't play any Halo. Unfortunately, couldn't do the play date because of things that were happening at home. Also, I should probably state this right now. This Friday is the 4th of July. And so no play date on Friday. Just going to give people a heads up there. My daughter, we're going to go watch fireworks. And if you have a kid, it's a big deal. So there's your heads up.
Snag's recommending a controller here, but I do want to play on my Xbox as well. But I suppose I'll check it out. KK3 Max. All right. Writing it down.
Fucking sounds like some fucking Smash Bros. Fight stick type shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Murad, the problem is the paddles. Will wants 4 paddles, not 2.
Yeah. Snag is on it.
He is on it. Murad's claw that motherfucker. I love that. Let's just change up how you use the controller after this many years, Will.
Yeah, you know what?
Clawing at 33. Do it up, dude. Holy shit, we're bringing back the MLG strats, baby. Love it. The only game I played was more Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I'm just playing on my Steam Deck. It's fun. I like it. I'm really like, this just sounds so fucking stupid. I was thinking about it in the car today. Like how kind of stupidly excited I am for Borderlands 4. Like, I don't know. I kind of like when Avowed came out. Avowed basically came out at the perfect fucking time for me, where I was literally looking for that exact type of game. Where I think Borderlands 4 is doing the exact same thing for me right now, where I'm wanting a looter shooter type experience that I think Borderlands 4 is going to scratch that itch. And that again, it feels like it's a game that's coming out at the perfect time. Kind of a reason why I'm happy that GTA 6 got delayed, because I feel like that's going to also come out at like a perfect time where nothing else really around it. And we haven't had a GTA. Yeah, we haven't had a GTA in a long fucking time. And yeah, I just feel, that's all. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. All right. Let's get into some shout outs. As will I hit my mic with my headset this time.
Nice.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday to Quick Fuse, Glitter Explosion, Barcode, and Steve Downs. Happy belated birthday to you all. Hope it was a fucking amazing one. This is really, really fucking cool. Congratulations to K Matify on becoming the world's first to complete Assault on the Control Room blindfolded. The man's fucking insane, Will.
That's wild.
And like, I know that there were some like very early discussions about potentially doing something at Worlds, or SLC for that matter, of having like a speedrunning corner or something like that. But just if there was ever a possibility that Kelly could like showcase his skills, it'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So again, go to the show notes, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen this. Again, K-Matify becoming the world's first to complete Assault on the Control Room blindfolded. And it's fucking awesome. Shout out to everyone who joined in the 8s over the last week. Shout out to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. That includes Rasta with the 14-month resub, Blackout with the 19-month resub, Diode with the 19-month resub, Dementor with the 5 fucking gifted subs, Mild Sock with the follow, Danny with the 20-month resub, Deezus with the follow, and Captain Mo with the 23-month resub. You all get a woo! Thank you so much for the extra support over here on Twitch. And then, shout out to everyone who's a patron at the semi-pro and higher tiers. That includes Shio, Blackout, Diode, Pancakes, Voodoo, Rasta, Snagoo, Raider, Hater, Peanut, Mud, One Swallow, Daddy, Dead Phantom, Riz, Zarn, High Tech, Redneck, Goalie, Sniper, Heavy Rainfall, Leaderboard. Thank you so much for the extra support over on the Patreon. And also, I said it in Discord. I put it on Patreon. I'm going to say it here as well. We're looking for feedback. So if you're a patron, and I open this up to those that are also supporting us at the lowest tier as well. So if you're a patron, if you have any feedback for what you'd like to see maybe added, changed, removed, whatever it may be, fill out the form that's included. Results, I mean, I tried to make it so they would be anonymous. I don't know if it really matters that much, but I tried to make it so they'd be anonymous. You don't have to add a name or anything like that. It's literally one question. Like it's a one question form. You just fill it out if you feel like it. Yeah, we've been doing it for quite some time now, and I don't feel like we've really reached out and asked what people want to see. Maybe people want to see changed. So if you are a patron and you want to leave some feedback, please do. And I'd love to receive that and love to read through it and see if we can make some changes if needed. But yeah. Community creations. Reddit.com/r/Halo memes. Go check it out. Pure Defiance, a TSM Halo documentary. HCS Dallas Open by TSM. Go check that out. And okay. That K-Matify shout out is unbelievably fucking cool. There's another thing here in the show notes that is unbelievably fucking cool. The greatest modded weapon by Rejected Shotgun. I implore you, to the listeners of the audio version, to the VOD watchers over on YouTube, to those that are checking this out live, to Will sitting in his domain, go to the show notes, scroll down to the community creations, and check out that video for the greatest modded weapon. It's a little video on Twitter. It's really short. Holy fucking shit. It is awesome. And I want it.
It's pretty sweet.
It's fucking awesome. Like, think about that in fucking Firefight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right?
You just fucking call that down? Oh my God, dude. Oh shit. I want it so
fun.
bad.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, it'd be so fucking good. All right. But Will, that's all I got. So please do me a favor and plug the fucking show.
As Josh mentioned, we do have our Patreon. Again, looking for feedback. If you want to fill out the form, let us know. As Josh said, one question. And yeah, we do a little extra audio show, video show, Q&As when people ask questions. Get your freaking questions in, people. And
Will, speaking of which, I added a Patreon Q&A channel to the Discord.
Oh, perfect.
So if people don't want to add a comment to the post over on Patreon, they can leave the question within that channel, and maybe it's easier if people use Discord more often, you know?
Love it. Love the idea.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, go check us out on Patreon if you want to support us over there. As always, you can find us on your favorite podcast services. Just search for HCS Pro Talk. We're on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, and others like Josh's favorite.
Pocket Cast. Still not an ad, but it's a great application.
He does love it.
I do.
If you find our link tree, it'll send you everywhere you need to go. !, link tree, and chat. Links to our Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and even merch if you're interested. It's all there for you. Linktree/HCS Pro Talk. And then if you go to hcsprotalk.com, it's no longer exists. If you haven't heard, I say it every week. It'll send you to haloevolve.co.
Your home for Halo.
We've partnered with the fine folks over at Podcast Evolve. They host us on their site with a little competitive side to their lore side. And while you're there, check out their lore shows such as Podcast Evolve, Mission Debrief, book club, Build with Blocks, Halo headlines, and Halo gear guide.
Do it up.
And that's all I got, Josh.
Will, that is not all I got. I have a couple announcements here.
Ooh.
Well, it's an announcement of an announcement. Okay.
Okay.
So first and foremost, Will, you're aware of this first piece here. We're waiting for a thing or a couple things to be delivered to here before one of the announcements can take place.
Okay.
And you know what that is.
I'm pretty sure I know what that is.
You are aware. The other thing, and I posted this in Discord briefly as well, but there will be an announcement tomorrow on July 1st that is SLC merch related. Now Will knows what that is because we got the thing today. So so that'll be, I'm going to do that tonight.
I didn't know you were getting it done that quick.
Oh yeah, I'm getting it done. Oh yeah, baby. I want to give people the opportunity as quickly as possible. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Yes. So stay tuned for an announcement tomorrow, July 1st. And yeah, just really fucking stoked. It's awesome. It's just to quickly spoil something. Linz did an amazing job yet again.
What do you know?
So stay tuned for that. Really fucking stoked for it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for episode 396 of HCS Pro Talk. We're 4 episodes away from episode 400, which is actually going to be our SLC preview. As a matter of fact, we've looked at the calendar, and that's where it's going to land. So you're not going to want to miss it. And again, if you're going to be at SLC, we will be there as well. We will have stickers. It's going to be great. Come say hi. And just can't. Oh my God, I'm fucking itching, man. I'm itching for it. Oh, fuck! All right. That's going to do it for us. We'll be back next week to talk about more LVT Pro League matches. Really fucking excited for that. More Halo basically all week. Yeah. And whatever other announcements come our way. Because it sounds like team passes and event information for SLC is going to be sometime next week. I would love for it to be Monday. Probably not going to be Monday, but it'd be really fucking cool if it was Monday because then we can talk.
Nice.
It would be because then we can talk about it on the show. All right. And yes, Ash, we included that in the show, man. We included it in the show. Because of you. Because of you. Little Kelly Clarkson there for you. Little American Idol Kelly Clarkson for you, Will. You like that?
It was great. It was great.
Thank you. All right. We'll be back next week to talk about whatever fucking shit happens in this scene that we all love. But until then, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.